Alright, so you feel you ready?
I think I'm ready.
So we just had a live on Facebook. You're probably tired by now. I don't know if you'll be tired, but this
I'm alright.
platform is Instagram. And you know, CTS have a good following on Facebook and stuff. They have a decent following on Instagram, but we're gonna try to convince more people to follow us on CTS Instagram as well, because at the same time we want to reach out to you to benefit your life. I'm an ambassador for CTS. This is Mr. Ravi Raghunath,
Hi.
the executive director. And Ravi, a lot of people know you're the behind the scenes man, not in front of the camera kind of guy. I mean,
Correct.
however, if somebody does come into CTS and asks for Ravi, once you're there, you're gonna show up. You're not hiding.
No,
You
at
know,
all.
very approachable, very reachable, and you do extend that to everyone. But for somebody who organized and had a dream, or what it was, is what we're gonna find out that really motivated you and inspired you to build and come up with CTS. But before I ask you all of that, I want to know, who is Ravi Raghunath?
Ravi Raghunath. Maybe a bit of a philanthropist, someone who loves charity work as well, giving, sharing. But really, at heart, I love meeting people. I love interacting with people. I love social gatherings, especially with my family and friends as well. And I love traveling and spending time with my son and our dog, New York, and of course, with my family as well.
You're such a really humble, quiet soul. I mean, we recently had an event where the CTS staff, came together and had fun. But even in that fun, it wasn't rowdy and loud. How do you manage to be this person who has, founded such a big institute that has multiple amounts of students in and out each year? You yourself interacting with them on a one-on-one basis, but yet you're so calm and has so much energy at the same time. How do you manage to do that?
Wow, I think by God's grace, actually. To be quite honest, I'm very competitive in nature, but sometimes I have to recognize that based on the surroundings, you have to learn how to adapt as well. Recognizing I might have been out of sorts at the event, I probably had to play a little bit more calm and timid. But if we're very competitive, I'll be quite honest, I'm more rowdy when in a competitive environment. But in terms of being calm and in terms of the interaction, I love meeting people, and I often found that I get a lot of energy from the people I interact with as well. So that's a bit about the energy part of it, but I'll pay attention next time severe as well to my behavior as well. I'm really very competitive, but I was very quiet that day.
It's like in cricket, right? They have MS Dhoni, who they call cool, calm, and collected, right? Probably one of the greatest finishers in the world of the sport.
Yep.
Probably one of the most tactical thinking people, least expressive. Maybe you're somewhere along that cool, calm, collective, vibe. I feel like what we're picking up right now.
People who know me very well will probably disagree with you, but people who don't know me as well will probably say that's so true. Generally I adapt to situations as well. Not necessarily saying I'm the best at adapting, but those who I'm really close to, I guess I could probably be a bit more expressive, and those, especially trying to make a good first impression, I'll generally be a good behaved boy, a well-behaved boy.
Based on my first impression of Mr. Cool, Calm, and Collective here, well, Ravi, tell us a little bit more about CTS and how that all came about.
Gotcha. 23 years ago, a group of friends looked at starting their own business. I was very fortunate to be part of that group. And in terms of brainstorming ideas, one of the ideas was a school or education institute, and that is where CTS first started. But where CTS now versus our initial idea is a big change from where we started, and that's because we have grown a lot and we've learned a lot as we matured also. So when we started 23 years ago, it was really a consultancy company that was offering education on the side. And now we're a mainstream education provider, doing so much more than just education, but really about changing lives as well.
Changing lives, and a lot of people have really come out and speak about how their life have changed from being associated with CTS College, not just being a student, but being a staff, or just being associated with you and people of the establishment. That being said, how do you manage? And this is what a lot of people don't know. Ravi actually gives out his personal number, not just the people who he have selected, but anyone. And he literally isn't afraid, or he doesn't hold back from literally telling them reach out regardless of anything.
Correct.
Right? My thing and my question to you, you've been able to do that and extend yourself so much. How have you allowed yourself to do that?
Well, first of all, I have a very supportive team at CTS College. I've been blessed with wonderful staff who has made that all possible. So we have, over the years, we've grown, we've expanded, we've looked at areas where there are shortcomings as well, and we've added additional staff. Personally, one of my big challenges being able to let go of certain things as well, and unfortunately that has kind of made it a little bit difficult for me. But the reality is that I love meeting people, I love working with students, I love guiding students, I love interacting with students. Relationships to me are the key part of CTS College in terms of the interaction, and therefore, given that's the case, I tend to give my number to everyone. In fact, 777-1294 is how you can reach me. But at the same time, it's really about helping students, and it's not necessarily about doing a course at CTS College, but really providing advice, guidance, support, etc. Because I believe that our purpose really is about helping and bringing about change, and therefore, hence the reason I tend to have a very open door policy as well. I often believe that, look, when you invest in CTS, you're investing in me, and hence the reason why I want you to be able to easily reach me at any point. So that's a bit.
All right, that's really good. And for those who just joined this live, we're talking to Mr. Ravi Raghunath, the Executive Director of CTS College.
Thank you so much.
And as a lot of people call him the father of CTS College, the reason for that, a father figure, and one that anybody could literally reach out to. You see, he just gave out his number. So we're going to share this live and make sure that it's safe. So your number, you expect like maybe a good couple hundred people to call your phone from now. But CTS is just more than offering courses to students. It's about changing their life. That's something that you mentioned. And it's something that you're very passionate about. So passionate that you look at it as a ministry. And the term ministry when it comes to CTS College. Tell me a little bit more about that.
When we first started, really was about a business trying to serve customers, make a profit. But really, as a believer, I've often asked God to help me to find my true calling, help me to figure out where He wants me to be. And eventually I found my place at CTS College. I found that, look, at CTS College, we were changing lives. And I didn't really know it at the start, but eventually, when we started, the more we interacted with students, and the more students started sharing their testimonies, etc., right, we were learning about how we were impacting lives. And not just about education, not just about, hey, because you got a degree and I got a great job, etc. That's a small part of it. But really about giving people hope where they felt that there was no hope at all. I'm so thankful that through CTS College, we've been able to bless so many people through scholarships, through education, but even in terms of like providing groceries and basic necessities as well. Our ministry is more than just about education, but really about changing lives. And therefore, I believe God has put us in a place where we get to interact with so many people, and we get to help and assist people as well. But also too, in terms of using education as well to be an agent of change in the world, because the reality is that it's not just about a piece of paper. And yes, that paper is important. That paper basically stands between you and your next job. That piece of paper may stand between you and the quality of life that you have in many ways as well. But really what we're trying to do is create students who are, or influence students to be agents of change throughout the country, to be a difference in their homes, in their families, like in their community, and in our nation as well. Because the truth is that, there are so many negative things that are happening all around us. And we believe that unfortunately, the bad sometimes overtakes the good. And therefore, in that regard, we are trying to bring about change to help to have more good than bad, so that good overpowers the bad in that regard.
Being the leader, or one of the leaders, I should say, of this fantastic education institute, There are a lot of people out there. Now we know the economy and what it's like and people's different financial status. My question, you know, it's not really a question, it is a question. But I kind of want you to give your advice that you gave me previously, about investing in yourself. And there are a lot of people who are quite hesitant in terms of not really feeling motivated or knowing the benefits of investing in their education, especially with the hesitancy coming from, well, not really feeling to do it. They need to do it, but they're not sure if to do it, why they should do it. And the question is more about how can we now help to motivate people into letting them understand that this could be probably one of the best investments they can make in their life. That is investing in their future via education.
Certainly. And I'll use an example to help to illustrate as well. There are so many parents and students we meet on a regular basis, and often the first question asked is cost. And I could understand the importance of cost, but unfortunately, what people see is the cost rather than the value of the investment. So I'm going to use an example to help to illustrate, and I guess the teaching part of me is coming out again, right? I'll use an example of an OJT employee who has just CSEC passes, and I'll also use an example of an OJT employee who has a degree. So let's suppose the cost of the degree is $40,000, right? The cost to complete your degree. So we may focus on the $40,000. Now that $40,000 is not payable up front. You pay over time, but we focus on the cost of $40,000. What we don't look at is, and I'll use the example, someone with just CSEC passes applying for a job as an OJT. Their salary is just over $3,000 a month. An OJT employee with a bachelor's degree, their salary is over $7,500 per month. That difference roughly is $4,500 per month difference. That $4,500 difference, right? If you work just a few months, just 10 months, right? In fact, less than 10 months, you would have already covered the total value of the investment in education. Now, the truth is, you're not just going to work 10 months and stop working. Ideally, we work until retirement. So on average, we work over 40 years. If you were to do the calculations correctly, in 1 year's time, you will earn over $50,000 more with a bachelor's degree versus an OJT. Assuming your salary never changes at all, working for 40 years, you would have earned over $2 million more as an OJT with a degree versus an OJT with just CSEC. And that's assuming salaries never change. But in the real world, salaries will change, cost of living will increase, and at the same time, persons likely will get promotion, may progress in their job or change jobs, etc. And according to what the experts say, if you have a degree, your salary is expected to increase by more than 6 times over a period, and the rate of which it will increase is far greater than the rate at which it will increase with just CSEC passes. In fact, they suggest it might be over $6 million more you might earn with a degree versus just CSEC passes. Using that as just an example, an investment of $40,000, say, in your education would reap rewards over a lifetime. And it's not just limited to the time of the degree. It's over a lifetime. Not just you going to benefit, but your family, your children, and their children. You're leaving a legacy for others to follow. You are basically living the dream that you probably may not have had, right? Or that you have, but so you're able to live that dream because of the investment in education.
And I guess there's no better word to use other than investment. It's really an investment into your life, into your future. You could change that just by doing maybe a short course or an entire program here at CTS College. And a lot of people don't know, but CTS actually offers a preschool, primary school, secondary, and tertiary from your bachelor straight to your master's.
Correct.
You understand? And that's on top of the many short courses that they have. And something we were discussing earlier, because you gave me some advice and you told me that's literally how you teach. Because education is not just about you teach what's on the syllabus for you to just pass an exam. That's what your institute stands for. You stand for improving the lives of the students who come to your institute and changing and educating them, not just on what they need to learn, but what they will need for life and how they will need to apply it.
Very much so.
That being said, how did you come up with that, and why did you come up with that format?
All right. When we started off, CTS is an evolution and it continues to evolve. So where we are now may not be what we will be in 20 years' time, because we believe in adapting, because we teach that, and therefore we practice what we teach as well. And therefore, when we started mainly with academic programs. But as an employer, CTS is also an employer, and we have found sometimes that persons who are academically qualified, all right, sometimes they may be a fantastic employee, but sometimes they may not always have the skills they need to do the job. So what we did was we developed a range of certification courses which have evolved over time. Those numbers are increasing, and it's nearing 60 certification courses that we offer as well. These are courses geared to complement your degree as well, or your academics, but also we have courses that, look, if you're a homeowner and you just want to learn a few tips in terms of servicing your air conditioning, your AC machines, or for example you want to learn about doing basic electrical work in your house, we have added a range of courses as well. These are do-it-yourself courses for persons as well. So you may not be necessarily looking at something really academic in nature, but more to develop yourself to be, more functional in your house. We have courses to help you to cook, electrical, plumbing, AC, solar power, a range of courses along that line, right? Even basic things. You have an event at your house, balloon decoration, etc., even crafting, paper craft as well. But apart from those, we even have courses to develop yourself holistically in public speaking, in social media development, in event planning and management. There's a whole host of programs. Also, if you're an IT practitioner as well, we have courses. The IT field is always evolving and changing. We have a range of courses in the IT field, including areas of networking, security, cybersecurity, etc. So, just call us to find out more.
I guess the list just keeps going on.
Evolving, yes.
At that same time, and you've spoken a lot about the teaching techniques at CTS College, and why it's so different and how it's so beneficial, especially since you've evolved. Evolved means that you are up to date with the times of today and meeting the needs of the newer generation. That's something that's remarkable. A lot of institutes, a lot of people in general don't understand the importance of evolution. And sometimes when they understand it, it's sometimes a bit too late. I mean, it's never too late when it comes to business at times, but nowadays we could kind of say it's too late, right? And just speaking a little bit more on that evolution side of things, yes, you and your business has evolutionized. That being said, why CTS College?
Well, I'll share with you our simple philosophy as well. Our student is the center of what we do, and therefore our student support system is basically, I would consider, second to none. It's what differentiates us from our competitors as well. If you talk to many of our students, they will tell you that the support services at CTS College is much unlike most of the other institutions they've been to. We may not have the fancies of buildings and structures, etc., but what we do is we have a heart for our students, and that basically permeates throughout the entire organization and all the different programs we do. And I'll give you a bit of what it is to be a student of CTS College in terms of the structure that we've created as well. So that support structure starts even before you join. So for example, we often have information sessions to ensure that you have all the information you need before you sign up for a course. Because we don't just want you signing up for a course, we want you to make an informed decision, because you are investing, and therefore it's important that you don't lose sight of your investment as well. So we have this information session to provide you all the details about the program, to make sure you're making the right choice. We have program management team who are meeting with you frequently to guide you as well throughout the process of enrolling as well. Even so, during the process of enrollment and even after enroll. Once you've enrolled in a course, we have a WhatsApp group to support our students. We have classes. Several of our classes are online and classes are recorded. So you have access to live online classes, but you also have access to the recording should you need to review it again. If you missed class for any reason, you can look at the recording. You don't need to ask anybody what was done. All the files, all the materials are available for you as well. Apart from that, your lecturers and your program management team are available in your WhatsApp group 24/7. So no longer is support just limited to the classroom. You have access to the team throughout. And then any additional support you need, we provide it. So for example, you have assignments due, We provide a support guidance, right, to help you to understand what the questions are, right, and maybe review a draft as well, so that we can tell you where you're falling short, so you can improve your work. Also, you don't understand something, we are there to support and assist as well. These are at no additional cost also to our students. And then even after you graduate as well, we work with employers to get vacancies which we share to students. So really it's about focusing on the student in every different thing that we do as well. So not just while you're a student at CTS, we look after you. Even afterwards, we continue to send emails with vacancies, etc. So that, and we even recommend students for jobs also. So that's a bit about what we do, and that's where the CTS difference, and that's why we're encouraging people as well to, it's a school with a difference. Now, just to be a testimony to what we talked about, if you look at our website as well, you'll see that we've won several awards. So this is basically to support what I've just said. We've won awards from AB, for example. We've won 106 World Prize or top paper awards. These are students who are the top student in the exam, and this exam is done throughout the globe in over 30 something different countries and over 200 and something schools. To have the top student in the world is really an amazing accomplishment for us, and to do that so many times is really a rewarding experience. But it's a testimony that our teachers are making a difference in the lives of our students, that the system we have is working. We've also won what we call Quiet Awards from ACTT. We've won awards for student support services. We've won awards for teaching and learning. We've won awards for quality management system. And all of these are testimony to what we do. So it's not just about telling you what we do, but also supporting it with evidence as well.
And to start to wrap things up, you mentioned so much things about how people enrolled in CTS eventually join the CTS staff and also continue being part of the CTS family. Now, we've seen that a lot. I've attended a lot of the education expos that CTS College has attended, and you will see a lot of people will literally come up and be like, I study with CTS, I do this already with CTS, but I'm looking for this for my child now. And it tends to roll over. So it's starting to become a generational thing. After all, you say you've been around 22 years now, is it?
23.
That's 23 now. That's beyond remarkable. And the thing is, you're evolutionizing, which is something that is commendable.
Thanks so
and
much.
I must say that we have all been proud and astonished by this remarkable feat. We want you to continue doing it, Ravi.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it so much. Now, we really come here to talk to Ravi about himself and why he came up with CTS College and stuff like that. It was so good that you could have given us a little extra information so that people know that the institute is not just about you investing into your life for education, but you investing into an institute in which makes you feel like they're invested in you.
Yes.
And coming from the man himself, the executive director, thank you so much.
Thank
Ravi,
you.
any final notes you have to say? I'm going to take my leave. You could say your final goodbyes.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to those who are listening. If you've ever studied at CTS, if you've ever recommended anyone to come to CTS College, I just want to say how grateful we are. I want to say a big thank you, because CTS will never be where it is or who it is without you guys. And your investment in us has helped to shape us, has helped to evolve us, has helped to find our own purpose as well. So I want to say a big thank you to all of you who've ever spoken about CTS and recommended anyone to us. Thank you so much.